The poet is back, and it's about time. His pen being slack was surely a crime. We've suffered from lack of his verse and his rhyme, and longed for the knack that he showed in his prime. The poet is back. Things won't be the same. He'll banish the hack, rekindle the flame, and follow the tack that once brought him fame. The poet is back. You'll soon know his name. Just like an old friend who's come back to town, there are fences to mend and walls to tear down, but a message he'll send with each rhyming noun, and will, in the end, regain the renown. For he wasn't away, just lost in the pack, caught up in the fray down deep in the stack. But starting today, he's found the right track, and vowing to stay, the poet is back. Hi, my name is Will, and I write poetry. I know. Some of you are rolling your eyes and getting ready to move on to the next video. But wait, hear me out. You probably have favorite songs whose lyrics you know by heart, and you probably sing them, as best you can, with all the passion that the singer-songwriter displays in his or her performance of the song. When you think about it, the singer-songwriter who penned those lyrics is a poet, and you are reciting his or her poetry. In the vast majority of cases, those lyrics are a poem with a message that the singer-songwriter has put to music, and the performance is designed to deliver that message with emphasis on those parts that portray various emotions. The words make you think, get angry, or sentimental. Sometimes make you cry. Sometimes make you want to rush out and confront someone or hug someone. That, my friends, is poetry. Some of our most well-known songwriters are also some of our greatest poets. Bob Dylan is perhaps the most prolific of these, with poetic lyrics that have influenced generations. A few other notables include Billy Joel, Carole King, Willie Nelson, Joni Mitchell, Paul Simon, Don Henley, Lennon and McCartney, Hank Williams, Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, and nowadays Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, and Carrie Underwood. Not to mention just about every country and western singer that ever lived. These people wrote poetry. So, does every poem need music to get its message across to the masses? Maybe not, but it does need to be properly presented, otherwise it's just a page. Those words and their message can get lost if not interpreted correctly by the reader. I believe that the poet, much like the singer-songwriter, should perform his or her work so that subsequent readers like you will read the words the way they were meant to be read. After all, beautiful music exists without lyrics. Think classical music and instrumentals. So then should beautiful and meaningful lyrics, poetry, be appreciated without music. In this series of videos, I will feature several of my poems, which I will read, or perform if you will, and present in a manner that will allow you to see, hear, and hopefully enjoy them. If enough interest is shown, then down the road I may include other poems by well-known authors, and perhaps invite other poets to read their works. I'm interested in your feedback and suggestions you may have for future videos in this series. You can react or comment here, or email me at poetisback@gmail.com. But you've already seen and heard Return of the Poet. Here's my next offering, entitled Two-Way Mirror. Enjoy.
I saw two men fuming, both ready to strike, each one focusing on what he didn't like about what he saw in the other man's face, about what was wrong with the whole human race. The man on the left, with fists clenched so tight, was ready to kill the man on the right. The one on the right was equally hot and swore to destroy this man and his lot. But as I stood there, alarmed by this sight, my eyes viewed the scene in a different light. The longer I stared at these two angry souls, the more it appeared they had similar goals, and similar needs, and similar cares, and a burning desire to protect what was theirs. In fact, when I took a much closer view, the reflections they cast were similar too. The world is a mirror that we choose not to see. Instead, we are blind to what makes a man free. It's freedom from hatred and freedom from war, and accepting a truth that we cannot ignore. We're equal at birth and equal at death. And throughout our lives, there's only a breath that separates us from all that we see and clouds what we are, the same, you and me.